Good evening.
So,
Today is Wednesday, November 28, 2012. I am speaking with Mr. Trilokinath Razdan. Mr. Razdan is an advocate. We are having this interview in Delhi, New Delhi. Mr. Razdan, what's your home? Desh.
that's Kashmir.
Where in Kashmir?
Vanupu, Anantnag. I am a villager.
Say it again.
I belong to village Vanupu,
Wanapu,
Anantnag district.
Anantnag district. Can you tell us how was is it a village or a big city? Wanapu.
It is a very good developed village,
Village?
akin to Anantnag city.
How is the village like? Is it a mixed village? Is it a Hindu village?
It is a mixed population,
Okay,
both Hindus and Muslims.
okay,
They are living there.
okay. And can you tell us how large is this? Is it approximately?
Vanupu is around 3 kilometers roundabout.
Okay.
Is
How
it-
many people approximately?
It must be 3 to 4,000.
3 to 4. It's very
Yes,
large.
yes.
It's pretty large for a village.
Yes, it was a large.
So is there any school, college?
Yes, it has a high school.
Okay. Did you
Yes.
go to school there?
Yes, I have studied there up to 8th class.
8th class. And after 8th, where did you go to
I
school?
went to higher secondary school, Anantnag.
Anantnag.
Yes.
And then did you do a college there?
I did college at Khanabal, Anantnag.
Okay. And then you stayed there. Now, how was your house like? Can you tell us?
It was a
small,
3-story
big-
house.
Sorry?
It was a 3-storied house.
6-story house?
Yes.
A little bit more? Can you be a little more generous? How do you tell a stranger, how was it like?
See, it had, in the ground floor, it had 4 big rooms, and perhaps one room could not less than accommodate 100 people sitting.
Oh, so it's a huge palace.
Yes, yes, it was a good house.
Good house. How many people live there?
We were just 2 families. My father's family having 4 children and husband, wife and 1 daughter-in-law.
Okay.
And in another part we had our brother, Mr. Tang, who was also there.
Your
It was-
father's brother, your uncle. So was it in what we call joint?
It were 2 separate families, but living together.
Living under one roof, like
Yes.
okay.
Yes, half of the
separate.
side on one side, half of the house on the other
Okay.
side.
Now,
We had a big kitchen garden,
okay.
around 4 canals at the back of our house. Yes, and we had a more double of it, a lawn in front of our house.
Okay.
We had a separate structure for harvesting the yields of the crop of the
So
paddy.
you pretty
We had,
large
yes,
land.
we had a cow shed
Okay.
wherein at least 20 cows and small were there.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a very now. How many generations approximately you might have lived?
See, I can't say you that how many generations, but I can tell you that this village Vanupu is famous because it was a mini land growing the popular and very precious wood known as POH.
Okay. Poor.
It is very costly,
Okay.
and by cleaning that land, our ancestors had settled there.
Okay. So many generations.
And if I recall that my great grandfather Balakak Razda had called some other Kashmiri Pandits living a bit
Pandits
away,
means Hindus. Pandits.
Hindus, yes, Hindus, to settle in this village Vanupu. And Balakak Razdan is called upon as a settler of
As
this village.
as a
Yes,
builder of the
yes,
village.
Yes, but his great grandfather, Ganesh Razdan, Tola Razdan, they were all living there for ages together.
Ages together.
Ages
Almost
together,
time
yes.
zero. Now, what was your parents' profession?
Yes, my father was practicing as a medical practitioner.
Okay.
So we had a medical shop,
Okay.
and
Mother.
mother, she was a household wife.
What was their name?
Kamlavati.
Kamlavati and
My
father.
father's name is Pandit Vedlal Razdan.
Okay. And you are.
I am the second son of my
You have five
parents.
brothers and sisters.
No, no sister.
Oh,
We are
5
all
brothers. So,
4
okay,
brothers.
All boys. So your
4 brothers.
mother had a handful, right? Now, now tell us, how was growing up in
See,
Wanapu?
I recollect I recollect 2 3 things. And I don't know how much part you require for your study. I distinctly recollect with a faint idea that in 50s there was some development in the Kashmir, though I must have been a child of 5 or 6 or 4, like that. A large number of people used to come, cross through over that orchard, least minding for the crop in it, the vegetables in it, and going somewhere, and reciting the slogans, which at least at that time I could never understand that what they are talking. But I distinctly remember the same thing happened in 1964. Same thing.
What was that?
64, now at that age I was in higher secondary school, and I found that Sheikh Abdullah was released,
Oh, okay.
and there was a general and mass reception to him to see, have a look on him.
Okay.
And for that purpose they had to go to Anantnag, because he had to come via Jawahar Tunnel to Verinag. Instead of having Kazigund route or Manipur route, he took the other Verinag and then direct to Anantnag. I was a student of higher secondary and I did wait that I want to see that how this Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah looks like, and what about Mirza Afzal Beg, because he was from Anantnag itself. But the rush of the people was such, at one point of time I thought that I am sandwiched behind amongst the people and perhaps I can't breathe. I had to make a way.
That big a crowd.
Yes, that big a crowd. And I had to make a way to see that I come out of this crowd and reach home safe. But when I reached the home, I found the similar people crossing over the boundaries and running amok. Anybody could understand that if they go by road to reach Anantnag, but it was not like that.
How many miles was Anantnag?
3 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
yes.
it's way.
Now you see, a very similar situation had happened just 2 or 1 year before. It was perhaps 1962-60, before this China, soon after the China war. A holy mace of the Prophet Muhammad, it was somewhere misplaced, not stolen. Because later on we came to know that it was not stolen. But a religious fervor got up. And the large number of the people having the faith, they used to go by road, by houses, by plants. And they would damage our vegetables and other things, least minding, trammeling them like anything.
Do you think it's accidental or intentional?
You can infer anything. See, I tell you just one thing. The road is open. No, there is no barricade in the main road.
But they knew that this
Then to go by the village itself and least care for the anything what comes in the way, jump over the boundary. After all, it is all mud made. It will come down. It will collapse, and then walk from the fields, least minding that whether it is vegetable or whether it is black. So perhaps it was a mad rush. To put it in a sense, it was a mad rush to cause loss. To cause loss to the vegetables. And when I saw that it is repeated in the 1964, just a thought came to me, why all this is happening. And you can't believe, we had a portrait of Jawaharlal Nehru and a short name under his downwards was written, a great patriot.
in your house.
Yes. And when I saw the situation all around, what is happening, and after discussing it with the friends and others, because we were slightly scared, and in our higher secondary classes also, in high class also, we used to feel unnecessarily unsecure. But what is wrong? We are also Kashmiris, they are also Kashmiris, why this sense of insecurity comes? So then, by the growing learning, we knew that, oh, they want Pakistan. They do not want we people over here. And I distinctly remember in that procession of Moya Muqaddas, what is called known as
Say it again, please.
Moya Muqaddas,
I am Qaddas.
the holy hair of the
Yeah.
Prophet. So question is that even our people, elderly people, used to join that procession with the Muslim brothers to say that it should be relocated, it should be. And finally, B.N. Malik, an intelligence officer, he came and he found it, and all things lost. But along with that, lost with the government of Shamsuddin, who was the prime minister. The question which came, just which enthralled again and sent a very serious sense of insecurity, was 1965. In 1965,
Indo-Pak War.
yes.
Yes.
See, no, Indo-Pak War took in broke somewhere in August.
Yeah.
I am talking of June.
John, okay, all right, okay. So,
We learned that some infiltrators had come. And they have encircled some prominent places. Now there is one small army company in between our village and Anantnag. You may say that 1 kilometer away from my village and further 2 kilometers there from to Anantnag.
Yeah.
It is at Khanabal.
Kanava.
It is a small company. Now what the strength? Never I knew in those days what it is all about. But we knew that there is army. On one fine night, we saw a gun, tal, 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 tal. Oh, what is this all happening? And we were very much scared, and all of the people, we had at least at a one chunk, we were some 20 houses and some 20 families of Kashmiri Pandits. We assembled at one place to see that what all is happening. But none of us dared to go to near somewhere to see that what all it is. But in the morning, we saw a people coming, which were akin to that army camp, coming out along with their bags and baggages, going to the safer places.
Going to?
Safer places.
Achha, I see.
So question was that when I went to the higher secondary school in the morning, next day, I found the presence was very thin. And when we discussed some with our brothers there, okay, what was happened in the night, they said that the infiltrators had attacked the army company and they retaliated the fire. Thereby the village akin to that got insecure and the people were told to leave this part for a while till the peace restored. Then we used to have I may say that, you may say that some type of, I won't use any derogatory word, but who are not a good boys, you may say. Okay, now with the grace of God, we will have Pakistan over here and we will do all this, all that, all that. Now our infiltrators from Pakistan have come and you Panditas will have to be ruined and all.
Even though they were your names.
They were from our own township.
Own village.
They were our school boys with whom we used to play the kabaddi. But this was it, but not
But
all.
you saw a distance
See, yes,
develop-
this was not all. All of the boys would not be like that.
Yeah,
But not less than 10 to 15 boys in each class.
Yeah. So that means there was,
So what happened? There used to come a sense of insecurity. Whether to go tomorrow to school, how they will behave or not. But school was a compulsion.
Now
You see,
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing more, very interesting. Just for 10 to 20 days, we were slightly in a sort of uncertainty. And we used to read the faces of our parents. It used to go pale day by day. Okay, what will happen, what to do, what not to do. And when we used to go to the canal for washing the face or having a bath, then of course the talks go on and how the people are feeling and what are all these terrorists who have come. They used to be called infiltrators. They had come.
now we call terrorists.
They were, in those days, they were infiltrators. Now, what happened? There came a very good pictures. A Gorkha Sipahi of a hardly 5 feet height, handcuffing a 7 feet around, 6 point plus. 6 feet plus height, taking him by handcuff with eyes full. Then we used to call these people who used to tease us. Hey, this small man, Gorkha, is carrying this tall Pathan like anything. Is it correct? And then there used to be no answer to these questions. But soon thereafter, a regular war broke between India and Pakistan. And the only slogan which we used in our classrooms or outside the classrooms was that now it is definite that Pakistan will finish India. They cannot fight, Allah Kafir, etc. But it turned reverse. And I found a change, even in those people who used to taunt us of being clumsy and Indian, etc., etc.
Hindu.
But there was a change and they used to keep now mum. But in 1969, there was a great surprise to entire India, I will say. A group of some 29 students were arrested known as Al Fateh. They had a house built on the bank of Jhelum around Avantipur. And this house, what was being rumored in those days, whether true or not, that inside you may give a large bands, no voice will come out of the house. But if you drop a pin outside the house, it will be noticed inside. And it had a tunnel gate opening on the bank of the Jhelum. And then it was a very good house wherein these Al Fateh people used to make preparations for war against India. And this was busted. So it was, I think, January 1970. What happened soon thereafter when we came to the college, I saw two of my students who were studying with me, not most familiar, but studying with me, were missing. And I just inquired that why these two boys are missing. They have been arrested in that Al Fateh. So it was 1969-70. And just
they were Muslim?
yeah, they were Muslim.
Okay.
They were Muslim. And unfortunately, our Indian government, perhaps whether aware or not, took these all events as if non-events. That was the first blunder they used to commit right from 1947 onwards. And when I look at it from the Kashmiri Pandit point of view, I can place it on record with authority and I can prove even every inch of the happening and every incident, that these incidents, though politically colored, were meant to drive Kashmiri Pandits away from the valley.
Okay.
See, I will give you one example.
Okay.
On 15th of August 1947, entire India became free.
Yeah.
But I tell you, and honestly I tell you, the Kashmiri Pandit became a slave again after the lapse of a Dogra rule to those very ideologies what Pathans used to boast. Because we were under the rule of Pathan regime till 17th century, and it was only in 1853 that we came the Dogras over there and they purchased it or whatever that may be,
Yeah.
that we had a sense of secularism or
Yeah.
everybody was being tolerated as it is. There was no discrimination between Hindu and Muslim. But on 15th August 1947 onwards, the small steps to make a hell break in 1989 came step by step by step. See, I tell you two examples. One lie which is being told very blunt, affluent throughout India, that nothing happened in 1947 in Kashmir. It is total lie. I give you 4 examples what exactly has happened. When the Pakistani army abetted and aided the tribals, they marched in Poonch, in Rajouri, in Muzaffarabad, and only in Muzaffarabad, the number of Sikhs were brutally murdered. Brutally murdered.
Hindus also.
And their wives jumped to the Jhelum having stones on belt so that they may drown and may not become the prey of the Muslims. The Hindu employees there, among whom my own Mama Iqbal Nath Bhatt was there, when he narrates the stories of atrocities meted to the minority community there, until you honestly, the heavens break.
Now let me move forward because we have, would love to hear from you, but more. But what happened then from 89 onwards? Tell me.
See,
how was
why to go 89? I tell you another story.
It's more recent.
See, I will tell you 1989 is only not the culmination, but near culmination. But it had started already earlier.
Yeah.
I give you one example. Do you know that 20 people were killed in Kashmir Valley during an episode known as Parmeshwari Handu case?
No.
This is our problem. This is our problem. A young girl of 16 years who had just passed matric, because of absence of the father and poverty at home, she got employed in a bazaar known as Super Bazaar.
Now is it a Hindu or Muslim?
She was a Hindu.
Okay.
She was taken forcibly by Muslims and converted to Islam and married. The mother lodged a report in the police station that my daughter is missing for so many days, please trace her. FIR was not registered. Then there came a procession that why don't you register a case? She has gone by consent. But she 16-year-old cannot give a consent, register a case. And then it turned a very good shape of a Kashmiri Pandit first agitation in free India to liberate her daughter. And in that melee, we lost 20 boys to the hands of the Muslims, and not a single case is registered, not a single person is convicted.
Yes, oh yeah, I mean, that's really terrible. I mean, it sets the stage, I suppose.
Now you come another part of it. Yes, it is true that along with the other Muslim
Sorry,
brethren,
what year was that you mentioned?
1969,
69, okay.
it is known as Parmeshwari Hindus case.
Okay.
Now the question is that, 67, not 16, 67. Now the question comes that when my women folk is not safe, then the second dependence was the land. I was a land proprietor. There came a law that entire land of these landholders must eschew to state to be given to the tillers. And can you believe that not a single penny of compensation was given across to the land? Not a single penny.
This is a historical one nowhere in the world.
Then you see second important thing. Now comes the only survival by service, by the government job. If you are educated, you are a graduate, you are a master's degree holder,
That's
you can go for a government job to survive.
But it's a dependency.
See, I am coming to the one point very important.
Okay.
What happened there? Not a job for you.
Yeah.
Not a job for you. And automatically you have to come out of the valley. I can vouchsafe that till 1970, at least 10 to 15% of the Kashmiri educated people found job outside J&K. And they were leaving the India, Jammu and Kashmir. Then came another act, Agrarian Reforms Act. The further denuding of the proprietary rights and no compensation.
Yeah.
Then you see the another onslaught. In 1986, somehow or the other, Ayodhya temple was unlocked.
92. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
not 92.
Yeah.
I am talking of
Yeah.
1986.
Yeah, unlocked. Okay.
1986.
Yeah.
It was unlocked of temple.
Yeah.
What happened? In Anantnag district, we lost 200 temples to the vandalizers. Our houses were ransacked. Our all household goods were thrown into the open fields. And nothing was stolen but broken, damaged and damaged. And no compensation. Just 3,000 rupees for the loss and some wood if you will want to repair your house. A sense was given that you are not safe in Kashmir.
You're indispensable, I suppose. That's what they say.
Say, now what happened? Jagmohan was the governor. When he was the governor at that time. And Gul Shah was the chief minister. His government was dismissed by Rajiv. When he visited the villages and saw all the windows of the houses broken, all the doors of the houses broken, and I put into a nearby village to a lady that what you did when they came to attack your house. Do you know what she said? That I ran in the open fields. Why? And to find a secular somewhere so that I can be safe.
Yeah. Okay.
And in 1986, at least 20% of the Kashmiri Pandits at that stage purchased lands in somewhere in Jammu so that we may live.
Okay. So what happened to your family? Are they still in Wanapur?
No.
When
No.
did they migrate and how did they migrate?
See, it is,
And why?
it is 1989. I was practicing at Rajouri. My elder brother was in Wanapur. My mother was in Wanapur. My younger two brothers were in Wanapur, along with the whole village. I learned that some nonsense is going to happen. In Kashmir, perhaps Panditas will not be safe. I came down because one Prabhavati was brutally murdered near the secretariat, and police could not dare to lift the dead body and hand it over to the parents.
It's a Hindu?
Hindu, Prabhavati.
Oh,
Hindu.
Prabhavati, okay.
Yes. And then what happened? Only opposition voice you may say. Or you may say only Hindustani voice. A veteran advocate. And vice president of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Kashmir, Tikalal Teklu, was gunned down when he was on his way to court. 4 people gunned him down. And nobody raised even a voice that it is a loss to the society or it is something. And they were not allowed to mourn the death.
Were the murderers arrested,
No.
prosecuted?
No, when they were not arrested, they are not still
I
prosecuted.
just want to be sure.
See, yes, you be sure. I tell you worst of it. When the Mr. Advani came there was a very huge procession who came there to feel sorry about his own vice president of a state. But can you believe that even till today, they have also not done anything.
They have not?
Done anything for him. Question is that once the insecurity was on that day and the people were not allowed to mourn the 10th day Kriya, where would they go?
Yeah.
So they came out. On the same, just after 2 months, another veteran leader, Premnath Bhatt, an advocate of Anantnag, was
Say
gunned
it
down.
again, the name?
Premnath Bhatt.
Premnath Bhatt. Okay.
He was gunned down. And the people were told that if you shed a single tear, we will tear you all.
Yeah. Now,
And they left that very night, after cremating their inmate, they left Jammu. Now, within these 2 months,
Yes.
September 14 and 27th of December, 100 Kashmiri Hindu boys and elderly reputed people were gunned down without any fault, without any cause, only with one word that yes, he is a reputed man, he is a reputed boy, he is a social activist. Gun him down so that the other people get secured and they leave.
this is
Now you see, now what the theory they adopted? There is a rumor again being created that it was Jagamohan who made Kashmiri Pandits to come out of the Kashmir. It is total lie.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, yeah, we are not going. Okay, I appreciate. But how did your family?
See, now I am telling you that. Now you please see what
Because
happened.
we are running out
Yes.
of time.
I came to Vanpur. I drove my ambassador car all the way from Rajouri to Vanpur
Okay.
and told my brother
Now,
that the
Rajuri
situation.
is a border town.
Yes.
Okay.
Now the time is running very bad, and you are a principal of a school, and perhaps you are also on the hit list as I have.
Your
somebody
father
told.
was or brother?
My elder brother. My
Brother,
father
okay.
was over. He was also on the hit list,
Okay.
being a temple in charge. I told him that okay, you do only one thing. I will take your 3 daughters. They are major, so that our female folk is safe. Then you come.
Okay.
And I took them. And when I reached Jammu, and after 10 days, you can't believe, a truckload of my villagers came to Jammu, having nothing with them, except a floor mat, what they had brought with.
To your house for shelter.
To Jammu for shelter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
To Jammu for
And-
shelter,
and-
300 kilometers away.
And what about your brother? He still lived there?
No. The same very night, 2 of his colleagues came, booked a vehicle for him and sent him across.
So
That
what's the situation?
My
with
house
it?
is damaged. It was used for an interrogation center, being a very good house. And it was burnt later on, completely damaged. My landed property is barren.
Did you get any compensation?
Where from?
From
I have not received even a single penny from the government,
Kashmir
even
government?
for the burning of the house. The insurance company, this company, that government compensation, this government compensation. It is all running in the files.
And for how many years now?
Now 89 to this place, because it was somewhere in 93 my house was
So
gutted.
it's 20 years almost. And
And my land was encroached upon. It was being plowed and cultivated by my own neighbors
without
without any grain of food to me.
and without even telling you, as if okay. Now, so is there any Hindu still left there?
Yes. 3. One family consisted of the 3 people.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.
And it's come down from a large number or fairly large number, many families.
See, if you go, I will give you just a graphic idea if you have visited Kashmir. if you just go down by Jawahar Tunnel, you reach Kazikund.
Okay.
Then from Kazikund to Khanabal, you will find just 20 souls of minority community, you may say Hindu. The rest all are one sect, that's Muslim.
Okay.
And then comes the Khanabal. Then comes the Anantnag town. In Anantnag town, not more than 3 or 4 families who have gone back or doing something their business to see the how can
At
I
least
say,
it's struggling.
struggle, worse than struggle.
Yeah, yeah. Do you, I mean, how did you manage to survive? How did your family manage to survive?
See,
with your income, with you being in Jammu.
see, when we were in Jammu, it was really difficult. At least for 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
It was very difficult. But with the grace of God, me being an advocate, and I used to take care of the entire family. And then my brother started getting salary, and then he remained attached with a school, migrant school they used to call it,
Okay.
where the boys' strength.
Basically, it's a refugee school. Migrant is a
See, I'm giving you the word.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. The strength of the
homeless
students.
within the
yes,
home.
Yes.
Within the home.
Strength of the students was 35 and the teaching staff was 75. Just to adjust the Kashmiri Pandits somewhere, and that school of 45 children had 3 principals.
Yeah. So, can I ask you? I mean, that India was partitioned, Bengal was partitioned, Kashmir was partitioned. Did anybody benefit?
See, Kashmir was not partitioned.
I mean, it divided. Howsoever way you
I
can
said,
say.
I said, Kashmir was encroached by the Pakistan army in the guise of the hoarders and tribesmen. The area they occupied, Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, Kotali, and part of the Tehsil Bagh, and then the part of the Nawagaon. When they occupied all these places, there was a subtle march going on, thanks to Major Somnath Sharma, who gave a befitting reply to the thousands of the marauders with just 100 sepoys with him. Then they saw the might of these people, and then Havaldar, Yaduchan at Naushara, and all these people, when they gave a stiff fight, and they were run, and when they were running and we were gaining the ground, unfortunately came the culmination of the ceasefire. Now that part, what came under the ceasefire, which our army, Jawans could not liberate on that day, is being known as now Pak occupied Kashmir.
Yeah.
So it is not partition. Nobody has partitioned it. Yes. I mean it. Because I think that we must keep the records straight.
Yeah.
Question is that there came a resolution in 94, February, Parliament resolution, that all the thing what needs to be settled with Pakistan is the liberation of the Pak occupied Kashmir.
Okay.
That resolution is with us.
Yeah.
So we can't say that it is a
Yeah.
partition.
All right. No, fine.
Now what happened in that, you see, if you really want to study it, that what was this fight between, I fail to understand one important aspect of a humanity. See, 2 armies attack.
Yeah.
They don't discriminate
I have a few
between
more minutes to go.
They don't discriminate between Hindu and Muslim.
Yeah.
But can you believe it, in Rajouri, all the people who were killed were only Hindus.
Yeah.
And in Mirpur, 48,000 Hindus were killed.
Yeah.
Was it war against Hindus or was it war against India and Pakistan?
No. Now, can I? This is a redundant question, but still, I'm almost at the end. Do you think can Hindus and Muslims live together?
Of course, a mindset of the Muslims will have to be changed. They must believe that God is one and we are also His children.
Yeah. All right, I'm almost to the end. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add that I didn't ask you?
See, the question is that as on today, everybody is curious and more so maybe P. Chidambaram, that Kashmiri Pandits must go back, so that they can say the world and to the electorate that you see that we have solved the Kashmir problem. To be frank, by sending Hindus back or by pushing them back or by punishing them back is not the solution to the Kashmir problem. It is true that we have got some 3,000 Kashmiri Pandits who have been employed there, working there. But tell me, are they really not captives of the government? They live in a hutment made for them. A one room, 6 by 8, takes 6 boys to live together with one bathroom. And they go to their respective schools and come back to this very hutment. And again in the morning, they go to the school, teach the students and come back. Is it a going back? Can anybody justify such type of sending back?
Okay.
Question is that they can't go to their own village where from they have come.
Yeah, that's
They can't go their own fellow villages where their relations were living there. But they are between the two tops.
or in their own home.
So the question is that is it sending back or is it punishing back?
Okay.
Now, because the poverty is there, they are poverty stricken. They want money to live on. They want their daughters and sisters to be married. They want the parents to be taken care of. And there is no avenue. So just to earn the avenue, they are selling their liberty, which is enshrined in the common but all is being applauded that we have a liberty class. But that is not there.
Okay.
Second important thing is, can you believe that a man can live in a vicinity where there is no goodwill from the other side? Unless there is a goodwill. A man is a social animal.
Yeah, sure.
He wants to talk to somebody, and if nobody talks to him, and he talks to nobody, is he living? It is not living. It can't be
So
called living.
is it that means he is that divided?
See, yes, because the people have to understand. See, I may say in a word that perhaps the terrorism has lost its legs. But whether its effects, whether it is nourishment, whether it is upbringing has stopped,
Okay.
that is $1 billion question. No, I say no. That is still there.
Okay. Thank you.